Hi everyone, it's Rachel Mascord. Yesterday I made a post about the problems of lemon juice in water and apple cider vinegar in regard to the impact that those things have on your teeth. And it prompted some really great questions from people, and there are so many questions I can't actually answer them in one video, so I'm going to make a few just expanding on what you have asked me. So, a really natural question when it comes to acid damage in teeth and tooth sensitivity is the impact of soft drinks on teeth. Now, we all kind of have the message that soft drink is bad. It doesn't stop anyone drinking it, I've noticed. Certainly, the soft drink companies are very good at keeping dentists in business, and I'm not saying that's a good thing. Now, the problem with soft drinks is really twofold. The first thing about soft drinks is they are very high in sugar, and the sugar that they're high in Australia is sucrose from cane sugar. And there's no getting away from that. And if you Google online, you'll find, of course you Google online, but if you Google the amounts of sugar in soft drink, you'll see that the quantities are huge. I think 11 teaspoons of sugar in a can of Coke or something ridiculous like that, when the World Health Organization have actually recommended no more than a total of 5 teaspoons of sugar in one day. So we're essentially slamming our sugar intake in one can of Coke. And of course, a lot of people drink more than one can. So, okay, of course, the sugar is a big problem, and sugar leads to that process of tooth decay. And tooth decay is the undermining process. It's actually a bacterial infection. Most people don't know that, but tooth decay is actually an infection in the hard structure of a tooth. If it goes for long enough, it will turn into an infection in the nerve of the tooth and set off a whole awful process of a dental abscess. But I digress, as I often do. So, sugar, one problem with soft drink. But the other very substantial problem with soft drink is the fact that they are so acidic. They are really, really acidic. So, we know they're acidic, and this is not an experiment that I recommend you do, but if you're drinking a soft drink and you let it sit on your teeth, you will feel it bubbling on the tooth surface. That bubbling is actually the acid attacking the surface of your tooth. So, do you really want to do that experiment? You can if you need to, but I can't say that I highly recommend it. And there's a reason that soft drinks are acidic, and all of those lovely refreshing bubbles that we get are actually bubbles of carbon dioxide, and they come about because carbon dioxide is bubbled into the water, and it produces carbonic acid. Now, carbonic acid is very, very acidic. If you have a drink, and obviously I can't use brand names, but if you drink cola type drinks, not only do they have the carbonic acid to make the bubbles, they also have phosphoric acid as one of their ingredients. Phosphoric acid is an acid that dentists use every single day, many, many times in a day, to prepare the surfaces of your teeth to allow us to stick fillings onto them. Phosphoric acid etches the tooth enamel. So etching is a process of eating into the surface. So when you think about it, really soft drinks are the perfect storm. They've got a lot of acid in them, and we'll talk about how acidic they are in a moment. And not only are they acidic, but they've also got sugar in them. Okay, people are going to then say, what if I drink diet soft drinks? Sure, the sweeteners in diet soft drinks don't really feed the bacteria that cause the holes in teeth. They probably have other health problems associated with them. I know there are other not artificial sweeteners, but sweeteners like stevia, which are probably going to be okay in terms of your teeth. However, whether it's a diet soft drink or whether it's a normal full of sugar regular soft drink, the acid problem is the same. So the surface of your teeth gets compromised when you drink soft drink. The more soft drink you drink, the more it tends to compromise your teeth. So what I wanted to do is just share with you how acidic soft drinks are. And I'm actually going to read this out because I want to get it correct for you. I don't want to make a mistake and give you the wrong information. But a soft drink like a cola, I've found varying numbers on the internet, but is between a pH of 2.4 and 3.5. Now, hold on. Let's start again. A pH of 7 is neutral. So water is generally around a 7. Or particularly a distilled water where there's nothing much in it. So 7 is absolutely neutral. The lower the number, the more acidic it is. So a pH of 2.4 is really very acidic. Carboxylic acid, I think, is 0. Could be wrong. It's very low and close to 0. So the stronger the acid, the lower the number. So 2.4 to 3.5 is very acidic. Diet versions of cola have a pH of about 3.1. Lemonade has a pH of 3.3, very, very acidic. And just to give you a bit of context for this, lemons have a pH of 2. That's why that problem I told you about in that other video, that's very, very acidic. Even when you water it down, it will be less than that. Sorry, it will be a higher number than that. It will be less acidic than that, but it's still going to give you an acidic problem. Now, and the other thing I wanted to share with you, stomach acid has a pH of 1.5. Now, stomach acid is a very strong acid, and quite a lot of the acid that comes from your stomach is actually hydrochloric acid, which we know is a super strong acid. But all of that's fine, but there's some really bad news I have to give you, and I'm a party pooper, so I like to give bad news. And that is, remember I said it's those bubbles, those lovely refreshing bubbles, are actually the thing that's the source of the acid. So what that means, and you might be starting to get a hint of where I'm heading, is that actually very plain and bland drinks like plain sparkling mineral water or soda water, they are also acidic. And they have to be acidic because to produce those little carbon dioxide bubbles, you've got to have carbonic acid. Now, that tends to make everyone really unhappy because, a lot of people love their sparkling mineral water, and I completely understand that. From memory, the pH of mineral water is somewhere between 3.5 and 4, so it's well into the acidic range. Okay, so what do we do about this? Am I saying go cold turkey on these things? And I never suggest cold turkey. I think that's quite brutal to just cut something out altogether, and it takes a lot of willpower. And as we've said before, willpower is great until things start going wrong and you get a bit stressed. So what I think it requires is for us to be just more aware of what we're drinking and the fact that those things that have a beautiful taste or they have a nice sparkling, refreshing feeling in the mouth do come with something of a price. Now, I always recommend that we do what we can to cut down. Our body wants to drink water. Now, your taste buds might tell you something else, but the message from your body is it wants water. It wants to be hydrated. So drinking more water is really, really important. If you are thirsty and you're drinking soft drink to get rid of your thirst, then you're going to drink a lot of it. And yeah, there's water in soft drink, but there's so much stuff in it that's not good for you that the water's kind of pretty much hasn't got a hope of helping you. Drink more water. That would be my biggest take-home message. It's very good for your mouth. And the next thing I'd recommend, apart from drinking more water, is if you do drink soft drink, you need to become essentially a two-handed drinker. So what I mean by that is that you drink your soft drink, have water as quickly as you can. And that way you'll probably just end up drinking less soft drink, but also you want the water to wash that acid and sugar off as much as you can. I mean, ideally we wouldn't drink these things at all, but we've got to deal with real life, and real life is that sometimes we have craving for things that aren't necessarily that great. The other tip I want to give you, and this applies to all of the acids, and I'm going to talk about this again in more detail, but if you drink a soft drink, don't think you're being smart by going and brushing your teeth straight away. It's actually the very worst thing you can do. As the minute you drink something acidic, the surface is weakened, and if you pick up the brush, you're going to damage it much more aggressively than if you just drink water, stop, and wait at least 20 minutes before you brush your teeth. So I will talk about that in more detail. But for now, really the take-home message is anything you drink with bubbles is acidic. And those acids, all of them, damage the surface of your teeth. They actually damage where your tooth and your fillings meet, which shortens the lifespan of your fillings. And they also actually create a more bacteria-friendly environment for the bad bacteria that make holes in teeth. So there's not much going for soft drink, and certainly not the amounts that we're drinking. So I hope that that's been helpful, and certainly if any more questions come out of what I've brought to you today, feel free to ask them in the comment section underneath this video. Anyway, lovely talking. Bye for now.